Welcome, everybody, to Mom Street USA. My name is Jackie, aka Wishes Mama, and today you have found our 100th episode of Mom Street USA, and it is going to be a party. This is not like any other episode that we have done. We have so many friends here with us live and in our chat live as we are recording, but I am joined today by all of the hub and by our good friend Kate, aka the Disney Cicerone, so also joined by Duck and Jess, aka Beanie Duck, and our good friend Stevie, aka Starship Stevie. So everyone is here for the party. It's going to be fun. We've got some information for you, sort of, and some fun trivia and chaos and all of the good things. So that is the goal for today. I don't know who to ask first. So someone jump in and say, how's it going? How are we doing? What's going on?
Whenever someone has to jump in first, I'm just going to assume Duck is the one.
Right.
Who-
I was waiting.
I turned to Duck, like, what are they going to say?
I started leaning forward, like, is it anyone else? Okay, it could be me. That's fine. I'm so excited to be here. This is awesome. This is very exciting. Our 100th episode seems fake. Seems not. That's not a real number. You know what I mean? Like that's
It
not
is
true.
also our 3-year anniversary of Mom Street.
Whoa!
Like somehow
Excited.
the stars aligned and that just all happened at one time, which is just like, I
That's
know.
some Disney magic. That's really rad.
Right. Yes. And we're so happy that Kate is with us today. It's been a while since we have seen Kate, as she has been writing and doing all sorts of fun historian things. But we're so glad that you're here with us to celebrate this, because Mom Street would not be where it is now without you doing all the work with me for the first, 2 years almost. So it's so good to see you, and thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. It was so sweet of you to invite me back. I love hanging out with you guys, and I've missed you so very much. So I'm very excited to be here to have some fun and celebrate, because 100 is a big milestone. So congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. Stevie, how are you doing this wonderful day?
I'm happy to be here. This is, there's been a lot going on in my life, and this is the highlight of it. So I'm excited that the gang's all here.
Yes, I love that. Yes, and the gang is all here, which is so fun. So I thought that it would be fun to kind of do just like a little brief history of Mom Street and just kind of give some dates for us to ponder as we are thinking back on the 100 episodes that we have done. So the crazy thing to think about, I just mentioned that it is our 3-year anniversary, and our very first episode that Kate and I ever recorded was September 1st of 2022,
Wow.
which is so crazy to think about that it was 3 years ago. And for those of you who I guess don't know the origin story, kind of, it happened on a live stream that Kate was doing, I think in Disneyland, right, Kate?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like a random comment in her chat that was like, you should do like a podcast from like Disney mom perspective and like give all the tips and things. And Kate was like, yeah, we should do that.
Actually, it was in Animal Kingdom. I was in Animal Kingdom because I was walking out of the exit, and we started talking about how we would really love. First, it started off with like a girls' podcast, or just a girls' chat, a girls' show where we could chat about like women things.
Right. Because we all know that the Disney kind of influencer content world is predominantly male. So I think it's always so fun and unique whenever we do find kind of little pockets of the internet where it's like, no, the women run things around here. Thank you very much.
And then it just kind of evolved into that, to like, well, like, what do we both like love and what do we want to help people with? And like, obviously, like, I am very much too, but Jackie's very passionate about helping families and moms and parents and people with small people, helping them enjoy the Disney parks better. And so we knew that I was in Disneyland. I had more Disneyland expertise than Disney World, although I go to both. And she obviously knows lots and lots about Walt Disney World. So it made sense for us to just, kind of join forces then, so we'd have knowledge about both, and evolved. And we're like, hey, maybe we should podcast it.
I'm like, sure, well,
With their powers combined.
I was just gonna say, and a superhero origin story was born.
Yeah. Well, and it's crazy because Kate, you kind of jumped into the podcast world around that time because a few months before we started Mom Street, you had started Distery, which for those of you who don't know, Kate also has a podcast, Distery with Kate and Kirk, with our good friend Kirk at Walrus Carp. So that has been going strong for 3.5+ years at this point as well.
Yeah, I think it's 159 episodes so far, and
Yeah.
lots of long series that go into detail about Disney attractions. So if you love Disney history or just want to have things to scavenger hunt in the parks, that's the podcast for you. But yeah, I don't know why I decided to do 2 podcasts at once, but that's where I found myself. It's great.
But hate having free time is what that means.
Completely allergic.
Yes. I don't think anyone necessarily sets out to start multiple podcasts within a 6-month period. So let's continue down this trip down memory lane, I suppose. Our first YouTube then was posted September 6th of 2022. Our first episode then with Chip & Co. So we became syndicated with Chip & Co. Just about a year into our podcast journey. Our good friend Mark, that was running this Diz Life podcast over there initially, kind of invited us to join their podcast network over there, which we are still syndicated. And we do appreciate their partnership with our podcast over here with the Chip & Co. Podcast network. So our first episode on Chip & Co. Premiered October 3rd of 2023. And it was actually our Disneyland Paris episode, which is so wild to think back to when you had gone on your excursions over there, Kate, and coming back and sharing your Disneyland Paris experience with us, which is
a wild trip.
Yeah. So that has been super fun. And then the other thing that I just had to share was that our first episode then with our lovely Hub friends, when we kind of shifted format and did something a little bit different, was episode. Oh, I should mention the Disneyland Paris episode was episode 42. So not even halfway through kind of our journey here was when Chip & Co. kind of happened. And then episode 76 was our first Hub episode with Duck and Jess doing our Epcot Festival crash course that we did. And that first Hub episode was recorded February 18th of this year and premiered on Chip & Co. February 25th of this year. So
That does not feel like
I was
February
gonna-
18th of this year.
I was gonna say it feels both too short and too
Right.
long. That's a fake date. That doesn't exist. That's not real.
it's not real. It's just not. So yeah, it's been wild. It's been so much fun to have all of these kind of memories and laughs along the way. I feel like if there were some stat for who has the most fun on a podcast, we'd be up there because the amount of laughing and like I get done and I'm like, oh my gosh, my face hurts from laughing and smiling the whole time. So like, can't complain there.
I have to like do something to let the adrenaline come down. Like I can't just I need to go to bed right after, but I'm always still like wired and like excited and happy. And I'm like, how am I supposed to sleep?
Jess and I have taken up the ritual of having a little sweet treat right after the podcast, so we can just like
Wind down.
We can just like wind down. We like have our quiet time in our enclosures. We're just like scrolling through TikTok. We have a couple cookies and we go to bed. That's like that's
the routine.
because we have so much fun in it. I'm totally with you, Stevie. It just like amps me right back up because we're just like it's just this the whole time, right? Like it's just chaos and jokes and fun with some information thrown in occasionally. And like it's such a good time that we just like need to take a breath, take it down, so we have a little sweet treat before we go to bed.
I love that. There have been many a time where I have like finished up for the evening with Mom Street and I have to like my setup is very mobile because as most of you know, I am sitting in my children's playroom in our basement right now. So I have to like tear everything down and put it all away. And by the time I do that, normally my husband's like in bed. He's like, I'm out. Bye. I'm like, yeah, I need another hour to like just sit in silence so that my brain will stop so that I can go to bed. Okay, I do have some other stats because I feel like these are fun and so kind of interesting. We talked about stats it was probably several weeks ago now on one of our just like informal chats that we do sometimes on live with our Mom Street friends. And a lot of you in our chat were so curious about like what episodes had done well and what was, what were our numbers like and that kind of stuff. So I thought I would share a little bit of that. I'm not going to get too nitty gritty because that we could talk numbers all night and no one really wants to listen to that. I know. I did have to get out the spreadsheet to be able to do this. It's like you know me so well. I do have a whole spreadsheet that tracks all of our numbers because I am that person, which should surprise no one.
No.
So our episode views, starting with YouTube, which is where we've been kind of from the beginning, total views up to this point for 3 years is 7,545 total views on our YouTube, which is, I think that's a really great number from starting at nothing to getting to that point. I was like, wow, look at us. We're doing something over there. And our top performing episode over there was the 15 ways to surprise your kids with a Disney trip. So that is the episode over there that has done the most views. Our episode views now on Spotify. So Spotify, the number over there is a little interesting because it not only, when we upload to that platform, it not only posts directly to Spotify, but it goes a couple different places as well. So it's kind of like Spotify and some of those other places that exist out in the internet too. Our total views and over there are 1,996. And our top episode on those platforms is the travel agent talk episode we did, episode 14, year one.
Early on.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the one that did the best over there. So part of that is longevity, right? It's been there for one of the, longest episodes. But I thought that was really interesting that I was like, of all the episodes, that is the one that people keep going back to. So cool, I'll take that. And then kind of the boost to our views, so to speak, our good friends over at Chip & Co. and our audience over at Chip & Co. We are so grateful for you guys. It's hard because we don't always get to connect with you guys directly if we don't see you, in our live chat over here or on our social media. But we know you're listening and we thank you for listening because since we've been there, so 2 years at Chip & Co., our downloads, and now this is a little bit low because I was just working with our friends at Chip & Co. on getting some numbers, and there's some stats in there that we can't seem to find for about 5 of our episodes that happened in the last 3 to 4 months. For some reason, there's weird glitching happening on their end. Not really sure.
They're trying to silence me in particular, Jackie. They don't want my jokes and information out there. I'm too dangerous to the community. They need to keep my information private.
I mean, I'm not going to argue there.
They might be making some points.
Not one person in this chat is defending me. Everyone, that's true.
We're yeah, probably.
I love you too.
My own wife threw me under the bus.
There you go.
Here for
Our friend Allie Beth. Oh gosh, I can't talk. Our friend Allie Beth said justice for Duck. So you've got some support from there. But yes, so our episode download number over there is 35,159 downloads on Chip & Co., which is that's so wonderful. So if you are listening to us, yay.
I've been summoned. I'm a sleeper agent. I've been activated.
So yes, if you are listening over on Chip & Co., thanks for being here and thanks for downloading our podcast and listening. So that is super, super cool. But our top episode over there is actually one that we did in the last 6 months, and it's the All Things Photo Passing Character episode that I did. So yeah, total again, this is mostly a guesstimate because we are missing a few stats in here, but 44,700 views on our podcast. And that doesn't even count the friends that are here live. So just thank you, a massive thank you, because we wouldn't have those numbers without our wonderful, amazing community that is here to support us and amp us up and promote us and share all of our stuff. And it's just so lovely and wonderful to have those kinds of stats. And, yes, we put in a lot of work, but we are nothing without you guys listening, otherwise we're just chatting to ourselves and into the black hole that is the
Not that we wouldn't just talk to ourselves, as I think we've all proven.
Yep. We would just do this on a Zoom call if we could. So,
so
We should.
yeah, we should. We should. We should. So thank you guys for being here. While we're kind of on this thank you train here, I did give our Mom Street listeners the ability to kind of send in some thoughts and some opinions and some kind words if they wanted to, because again, we are nothing without our amazing community. So I wanted to make sure that you guys were all a part of this episode, because again, we would not be here if it were not for you. So I've got some notes from our friends, and I kind of left it open as far as would love to hear from our community about favorite memories, favorite episodes, favorite moments, those types of things. So I'm going to do a little bit of reading now, because I want to make sure that their voices are included in this podcast episode. So one of our viewers that goes by Tiki Mac on our Discord sent in this information, which was, my wife and I loved the Going to Disney with Infants and Toddlers podcast. She also really liked the What's in My Disney Bag podcast. These are so practical and perfect for helping us prepare for our first trip with a kiddo. Thank you so much. So love that we get to hear that our podcast is helping people. That's what we're here for. So loved that. Our good friend Sarah on TikTok sent in, congrats on 100 as a Disney lover who goes to the parks once a year. Jackie and her amazing Mom Street guests are my primary source referenced when it comes to trip planning. Jackie and her guests are not only extremely knowledgeable and well-spoken, but also present information in such a fun and entertaining way. I often receive compliments from family and friends on my suggested itinerary and lightning lane strategy after our trips, and I have Mom Street to thank for that. Happy 100 episodes. Here's to many more. So thank you, Sarah. Okay. Next one is from our wonderful friend Rhonda, who is a long-time lovely friend of the podcast and of Pocket Fam. But she wrote, my favorite moment was when we got to see Jackie and Kate meeting in person for the very first time. It was a live stream from Epcot, and it absolutely warmed my heart because my children are adults. I focus more on getting to know the hosts, and Jackie, Kate, and our newer hosts, Stevie, Duck, and Jess, truly feel like dear friends to me. Don't get me wrong, all of the info I learned is still so valuable, but I enjoy the in-between moments when personalities really shine through. Thank you so much for this wonderful show, and huge congratulations on 100 episodes and 3 years.
Rhonda.
Our good friend Kelly Wags, who again, longtime friend of our podcast, wrote in, I love the episode when they went live and handmade paper Mickey ornaments. So that was a Christmas episode that Kate and I did. I came on late, so I didn't participate, and I believe I was fairly new to Discord and Pocket Fam then. Congratulations on your 100th episode. So proud of you all.
Oh, to add to that, when I put on this shirt today, which is my Mom Street shirt, I realized I still have hot glue on the bottom of it. It's not washed out.
A lasting souvenir, truly.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
I know. So what? Oh my gosh.
Weird.
So that would have been. What was the last thing? What did we make last Christmas episode?
This is probably from speaking of favorite moments. This was probably from when we did that one where we did the giant Mickey wreath that has we used mop heads or something from the dollar store, which was actually beautiful. When
Oh my
you
gosh!
look at it.
Yes, I love mine.
It sheds everywhere, and it involved a lot of hot glue. It has lights underneath it, so it lights up and it's beautiful. But I think that's where the hot glue happened to the shirt.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Incident of 2024, yes.
Yeah. See, Kathy B, I love that wreath. I still use it. Kathy B, I love that.
Perfect.
Okay. Our good friend Moogie on Discord wrote in, I loved the blind ranking episode that we did. They added, I hadn't laughed that hard in years. It's also when I discovered that y'all were Figment haters, which was a whole hot topic that entire episode with Moogie.
I would like to clarify. I love Figment so much. I think he's being inappropriately used.
It is his right as a disservice.
Exactly.
To him and his
Figment
wonderfulness.
is so lovely, and he is being used in the worst possible way. Save my dragon. Save that baby from that rye.
I'm with you. Yes.
Thank you. Yes. That was
I don't think that Epcot needs a mascot. It's not that it's Figment. I like Figment is fine. I just
Backpedaling happening here.
miss it.
Stevie,
Oh,
Stevie,
that's our
we
comment.
almost won Moogie back, all right? We almost won it back. And then you're like, actually, I want to kill that dragon.
we need to tame the beast, okay?
I'm losing my voice, but I will speak up about how I feel about
Not even this cold can silence me on the Figment truth.
I'm sorry, Moogie.
We love you. Yes, it was for those of you who may have missed that one. We were blind ranking the attractions at every park, and we may have all put Figment quite lower than Moogie would have liked, and Moogie let us hear about it in the chat. Some of that actually probably got edited out of the podcast because it went on for a very long time. As much as I love Moogie and I love the conversation, that episode was already like 3 hours long. So we had to cut a little bit of that for time, but I know Moogie isn't here to fight for Figment, but we are sending love to Moogie and love to Figgy and love to all of our Figment stands because we do love you. However, opinions were heard that particular episode. Okay, let's keep going because I feel like if we don't, we're never going to make it through. Which is just the theme and has been the theme since day one of Mom Street. So we're just on theme. It's great. Our good friend Jules on Discord wrote in and said, my favorite episode of Mom Street was the ways of surprising kids with the Disney trip. So that one seems to be very popular. Again, that was our most watched on YouTube. So our good friend Victoria wrote in, congratulations on 100 episodes. Mom Street USA is such a welcoming community that I'm glad to be a part of. I love discussing the Orlando theme parks with everyone and trying to make the hosts laugh during the podcasts, which Victoria is very good at that. So I've got one more quote to read from our good friend Kathy B. She wrote in, I loved the Christmas party that we had at my house and Kate's house, and Elliot played the piano and we did recipes and talked about crafts and things like that. It was one of my favorites because it meant a lot to me. I felt included and I felt welcomed. I thought I had friends with My Life is So Chaotic. Your show got me to stop and sit down and think of myself for once, and that's why I loved it so much, which I just love that so much from our good friend Kathy B. So sweet. And I think that perfectly sums up what I want our Mom Street community to be, for those of you who don't know all of us in real life, we are all such welcoming people. And I hope that is portrayed through the screen. And I think that it is and has been kind of from day one, that we want everybody to feel included and be welcome in our community. And I just love that Kathy pointed that out, because I feel like, yes, that's what we want. That's what Mom Street is partially here for, also here for, tips and Disney things. So
I didn't put the tissue box near me, and now I can get up and leave and go get it. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I love that.
This was episodes were really fun. They were a lot to do close to Christmas, but they were really fun.
Yeah, they were so fun. I agree for sure. And I know that there were several other fun moments and things that were shared when we chatted about this at the end of our last episode on our live stream here on TikTok as we record. I know that Plant Donald got brought up because you can't think about Mom Street without thinking about our experience with Plant Donald. And I did go back and try to look. Yes, never forget Plant Donald. I did go back and try to look to see, and I unfortunately, and I talked about this last week, I don't have the video from when that whole thing happened. And I know because you and we had no clue that it was going to become what it did. And it just I don't have the video of it, but I think it was on an informal chat episode, or it was a Q&A at the end of an episode that we did. Yeah. And we were just in tears. because we were laughing so hard because people didn't know about Plant Donald. So if you don't know about Plant Donald, oh gosh, probably 4-ish years ago now, the Three Caballeros ride at Epcot went under some refurb, and they were redoing the animatronics at the end. And they went through and redid Panchito and Jose. And when they took the animatronics away, they did these like cardboard, still not cardboard. I don't know what it's made out of, but these still, cutouts of the characters. Well, we anticipated them doing that for Donald. However, that is not what happened. Donald disappeared overnight because he went to be refurbed, and in his place was just a simple plant in a pot, and they put a sombrero on it, and thus Plant Donald was born.
Highly themed. It's well executed. Would never know the difference.
Looks just like him.
Nailed it.
It's the most random thing that Disney's ever done. I was like, who approved that?
I just know it
I'm
was not.
saying that it was some cast member. I feel like you're about to say the same thing. Some cast member was like, wouldn't it be funny if we just did this?
Yep.
And then nobody stopped them.
Yep. Right.
And I'm on board. I love that.
And nobody ever owned up to it, and I would love to know. I'll sign an NDA if they tell me. I would love to know who it was.
I just
Because
need confirmation for my sanity.
Right? I just need to know the backstory. So if anybody out there in the Disney universe that is listening currently knows what actually happened backstage, I would love to know, because it has brought us so much joy. And just, yes, I never got to witness Plant Donald. I went shortly after animatron. No, I went so I don't remember how long Plant Donald was there for, but then eventually they did get like the cutout of Donald that they put up for a time too, because I saw the cutout on my trip in 2021 that I went. So it wasn't very long that Plant Donald existed, but I know that it lives somewhere on the Disney news site, right?
In you.
He lives in me. He's watching over.
Circle of life.
I was like, I don't know that I can do this melody well enough with
got
my
you.
voice going, but I got a joke to make.
Oh my gosh. So yes, so that is the Plant Donald, and it was like a 15-minute tangent that Kate and I went on, and it was that was probably the hardest that I've ever laughed in my life, because I was just like physically tears streaming down our faces because it was just so absurd, and we had to inform everyone, and we like looked it up online. It was a whole thing. So run to Google if you have not experienced Plant Donald, because it will be well worth your Google time for sure. Okay. I think we're gonna, I have some like favorite moments that we can talk about and share. We kind of been doing that all along. So I'm gonna hop to our trivia if Kate is ready for our trivia.
Maybe.
So here's what
I'm so nervous all of a sudden.
here is what we are going to do. So I thought it would be fun to have a little friendly competition between the current hosts and hub hosts of Mom Street, and Kate is going to moderate and keep the peace between all of us.
I'll do my best.
So our good friend of the podcast, KDO, gave a gigantic list of Disney trivia. So that way it was a neutral party that I couldn't see it and cheat, and I can participate in all that good stuff. And Kate is going to read them, and we will have each. So I will take a turn. Duck and Jess, oh, you're on this side. I forgot I was mirrored. We'll take a turn. And I'm sorry in advance. KDO, you are a lifesaver, so do not apologize. And then Stevie is going to take a turn. And we have 100 seconds because the 100th episode. Get it? It's cute, right? I know. I did it.
That makes so much sense. My brain was like, why did she pick 100? Like, I could not work it out. I'm very aware of what's going on at all times. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be great, you guys. We will have 100 seconds to answer as many trivia questions correctly as we can. So Kate is going to read and keep tally for us. I've got a timer that is ready that we can keep time with. So that is the goal of the trivia.
So it's however many you can get right in 100 seconds.
Yes.
Correct? So
Yeah.
I'll have to mark which ones you got correct. But I will say thank you, KDO, for the wonderful questions. And I went through them, and then I'm a historian, so I curated them. So,
Good.
so I left in some ones that are very, very easy, and there's ones that are moderate, and there's ones a little bit harder, but I try not to make them my level of hard. So I try.
I asked
That's not comforting.
I asked Kate if she had time, but like also if she wanted to write the questions, and she was like, I'm really afraid that mine will be too hard. And I was like, that's totally valid.
So I do have, though, at the end, if there's a tiebreaker or if we just want to have some fun, I have like 5 of ones that are harder ones that you can maybe try and guess.
Yes.
But
And if we don't need a tiebreaker, I think we'll probably still read them, and our chat can also participate in that whenever we get to that point. So
yes.
if needed. So
Okay. So you're the timekeeper, right, Jackie?
yes. So I am going to first. I'm so fancy over here. I did a
Already
wheel of
owned.
names, so that way it will unbiasedly pick
Victim.
I'm so nervous. I just want to volunteer. Let's go. I'm full of nervous energy.
I know it's really hard to read this one the way that they did that. Okay,
Yeah.
Duck and Jess, you got what you asked.
Thank God.
Got what you asked for. So Duck and Jess are up. I will keep an eye on the timer, and I will chime in whenever time is up, and or maybe give you some. I wish I could, like, I was fancy and I could put like a little timer up here, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know if I can do that. So
Fine.
we're going
Start
with it.
counting down when it like gets to 10. Like
Perfect.
10
I can
morning.
I can do that. I can
And,
absolutely do that.
So if you guys are totally stumped, just say skip, and we'll move on to the next one. We can go back later and give the answer or whatever. But okay.
Perfect. Okay.
All right. I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Are we ready? Duck and Jess, are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. On your mark. And get set.
And suddenly I've forgotten everything.
Okay. On your mark. Get set. Go.
What Disney World ride has the highest capacity?
Haunted Mansion?
Nope.
Carousel Progress. Flight of Passage. Pirates.
Nope. Nope.
All right, skip.
Okay. It was the People Mover.
Dang it.
Or 4,500 people per hour.
Dang it.
Which park opened first? Paris, Shanghai, or Tokyo?
Paris? Because it was Euro Disney. No?
No.
Tokyo, 1983.
Dang
Paris,
it.
1992. All right. Who wrote the original script for Spaceship Earth in Epcot?
Okay, that's a Kate question.
Yeah.
Who wrote it? Mark Davis. I don't know.
No, Ray Bradbury.
Oh, I did know that.
Yeah.
Dang it.
What astronaut was Buzz Lightyear named after?
Buzz Aldrin.
Yes,
Thank God.
correct. In Monsters, Inc., what is Boo's human name?
Mary?
Yes, correct. In Aladdin, how long has the genie been in the lamp?
10,000 years?
Yes, correct.
It'd give you such a crick in the neck.
When the Imagineers went inside the empty Sleeping Beauty castle in 1956 to see if they could build a walk-through attraction, what did they find living inside?
Cats.
Yes, colony of
one!
cats. Very
10
good.
seconds.
Ah!
Who voiced Ariel in the 1983 Little Mermaid?
Jodie Benson?
Yes, correct.
3,
What are the names of Cinderella's stepsisters?
1.
Anastasia and Drusilla.
Yep, I'll count that.
Yep, I'll count that too.
Under the wire. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Very
6.
upset about the Ray Bradbury one because I knew it too. My brain just shut down.
All right,
Duck,
Duck and
duck,
Jess, you got
stopped working.
6.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I'm not going to get through enough of these questions. I have like 4 pages.
We
Reach faster.
Well, we didn't know how many we were going to need. And Katie was like, here's 50. I was like, that is plenty.
So here's what's going to happen. We're going to spend the rest of the episode going through and seeing who can get it.
We can include the chat and some. That would be fun.
Yes. Okay. I'm not going to move my phone because my phone disconnected from my
I
audio
pressed
last time. Spinning the wheel. Do.
And it's us again. We get a redemption arc.
Oh, it's me.
Okay.
It's me. Oh gosh, I got to answer and do my time. I got
Would you
this.
like us to be timekeeper?
If you want to, it's
Yeah.
totally up to you.
Good job. All right.
Time is at 1 minute and 40 seconds.
We ready? Okay.
Yep.
Who is the only Disney princess with a tattoo?
Pocahontas.
Correct. What name appears on a crate inside the Matterhorn as a tribute to a fallen Disney leader?
Oh. Skip. I don't know.
Frank Wells. Walt had 2 daughters. Name one of them.
Oh my gosh, why am I drawing a blank? Lillian is his wife.
The Matterhorn one was a Kate question. Yes.
Skip.
Not from a
I'm drawing a blank.
Sharon or Diane?
Diane, that was the one I was like, there's a D, but I couldn't remember it.
What is the name of the famous palm tree in Disneyland's Adventureland?
The Dominguez.
Yes, correct. There is a name for the tunnels underneath Disney World. What is it?
Utilidors.
Correct. There are 3 original Disney World hotels. Name one of them.
Disney World. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
The Grand Floridian.
Nope.
The
That was one of-
contemporary.
Contemporary. I'll count that. What is Donald Duck's middle name?
I have no idea. Skip.
Fauntleroy.
I did know that.
What U.S. president holds the record for most visits to the Disney parks?
Skip.
Not Nick.
Richard Nixon.
I was gonna say, how is it not
Okay, name 3 of the emotions from the first Inside Out.
Joy. Sadness. Fear.
Got it. In up the guardian. I can't read that. It's not
Time.
time. I don't have time to read that question.
Noise.
That's okay. Oh, you had a
Okay.
fancy little noise at the end of yours. My sound is
Shout out
off.
to Google.
Okay, Jackie, you got 5.
Oh no.
How many did you guys get, Jack and Jess?
6. I feel like I got harder questions. No, it's fine. I'm totally fine.
I am not crook. Okay.
I should have just guessed Nixon. I'm so mad at myself because that was the only president I could think of. And I was like, is it him? It's probably not him. I
That's how
should
we're
have just
trying.
guessed.
Made a whole speech from the contemporary.
Yeah, I
Just
know.
there's a big history buff, and that's how we're trying to convince him. We're like, you can go see where Nixon gave the "I'm not a crook" speech.
There are like 10 connections to Richard Nixon to Disney history. He's the most connected Disney president. He was also kidnapped in the monorail. So
I did know that. Okay.
he was married in the building that inspired the Tower of Terror with his wife.
Well, there's a joke in there somewhere, and I don't think that's
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Stevie's up.
Stevie, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. On your mark, get set, go.
In Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, how many different modes are there?
3?
Nope, 6.
Yep. Okay.
In the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, on what date did all of the guests of the Hollywood Tower Hotel mysteriously disappear?
October 31st?
Yeah, what year?
Oh, and skip.
Like a half point for that.
point.
It was October 31st, 1939. Name 3 of the songs on Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
Right, I haven't done. And I'm in so far away. And then no, I don't know all for skip. It's gonna take too long.
You should get extra points for
September
singing.
Congo, Disco Inferno, Iran, One Way or Another, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. What Fantasyland ride in Walt Disney World had a protest inside the park when it closed?
Splash Mountain?
Nope. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay. Disneyland's Frontierland has rides, in a few. Wait, sorry. Woo! Disneyland's Frontierland had rides in a few kinds of vehicles when it opened in 1955 that have all disappeared within a few years after opening due to safety concerns. Name one of them.
The teacups?
No, Frontierland.
Oh, Frontierland. Oh man, Frontierland. Big Thunder Mountain? Nope. Skip it.
Stagecoaches, Comstoga wagon rides, or buckboard rides. So,
Oh man. Okay.
Disneyland was once farming land. What grew there?
Oh, oranges.
Yes, correct. How many times has the drawbridge of Sleeping Beauty's castle been used?
Twice.
Correct. Name 2 of the hitchhiking ghosts.
Skip.
Phineas, Ezra, and Gus are the 3 names. What is the name of the bully in
2,
Toy Story?
1.
Sid.
Correct.
Time's up.
The wire.
All right.
I was really worried that I was gonna be 0 for all of that. I was like, I'm
That
what?
did.
You did great.
Half. I give you a half point for
That was rough.
Yeah, the year of Tower of Terror, I was like, oh.
Yeah, we see the years like all of the rides that I like don't go on anymore or give me existential anxiety. Like I can.
I'd actually have to say, I would argue that we give another half point for the panicked singing of Iran. I actually think that we should round that up to 4. I would argue
argue that you guys are.
Yep.
4 for Stevie.
I like it. For failure.
I will because like my problem was like I don't know the name of that song, but I can sing it. And I was like, maybe one of the words that I sing is the name of the song.
You sang exactly the title.
Oh man.
Well, you guys, I mean, technically there's enough questions you probably could do it again if you wanted to. So
I'll leave it up to you guys if you want to do another round or not.
Or we could just like play whoever answers first because I feel like there's a lot of them that like one of the bunch of us knows, but like not necessarily whoever's like.
Yeah, we can. I'm down with group trivia because I like trivia. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Same.
I torment my family with Trivial Pursuit. So
let's do it.
Yeah.
So questions. I'm ready.
Yes. Yes.
Right
So
from the
Kate,
hands of
just
lobsters.
read us a handful of fun ones as you kind of scan through. Not all Kate questions.
You know, because there's like a niche part of Kate's questions that I do know the answer to, and I feel like I need to prove myself.
Okay.
This is
all right.
redemption arc.
Question the first. Where is the sinkhole located in Epcot?
World Showcase Lagoon. Lagoon? What is it called? The lagoon?
Blue Lagoon.
The lake?
It's not. It's
Is
not.
it under Spaceship Earth?
It's not the lagoon. It's not the actual lagoon, like where the show happens. It's between the two
Oh,
lands. So between what was Future World and now World Showcase.
does that body
goes
of
right
water?
across the bridge?
Yeah. Does it have a name? That body of water?
It probably does, but I don't know if I know it. Quite honestly, if
No.
Kate doesn't know,
Seven
to do some research.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, but yeah, near the Odyssey.
Near the Odyssey. Yes, Anna.
I've realized that I remember like nothing from my Epcot orientation, and yeah.
It is simply called World Showcase Lagoon.
Okay. 2 song-based food shows were featured in the Land Pavilion in Epcot in Disney history. Name one of them.
Kitchen Cabaret.
And is the other one like Food Rocks or something like that?
Yeah. Yep.
Good
got it.
one.
Good job, team. Who is Ariel and Eric's daughter?
Melody.
Melody.
Or Melody, yeah.
What does Hakuna Matata mean?
No worries.
For the rest of your days is our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata.
Nailed it. Okay.
That was very Muppetish
Thought it
of
was
us
you.
as we all started dancing in our windows.
One thing about me, I'm gonna be a Muppet. That's
That was
true.
very Muppetish of us to all do that, and I love that so much.
It's time to start the music.
I mean, I'm literally wearing Kermit earrings.
Yes.
Constantine. Let me rephrase.
Okay. Who did Disney contract to help build the first ride vehicles for Disneyland?
Chevy?
Ford.
I feel like it was a car company.
Toyota. Nissan.
It was not a car company.
Datsun. Not a car company.
Yeah, not a car company.
Kodak.
My brain is like Siemens, but like that's like a more recent sponsor.
Yeah. Yeah, Kate, it is a Kate question, which is funny because this was an
no.
easy Kate question.
Kate, how dare you?
I haven't done enough research on the beginnings of Disneyland. I got nothing.
It was Aero Development.
Yeah. I got distracted by a comment suggesting Mom Street Muppets, and now I want a T-shirt of all of us like in cartoon form as Muppets.
I'm in.
So bad. So, thank you, Andrew. I'm gonna daydream about that as the adrenaline comes down after the live's over.
Okay. What was the first name for Mickey Mouse that Walt's wife Lillian rejected?
Mortimer.
Mortimer.
Very good. Okay. What is Max, as in Max Goof, a nickname for?
Maximilian.
Mm-hmm. What is the name of Russell's scout group in Up?
Wilderness Explorers.
The
You guys got the
must be
movie ones.
explored.
You guys are like down with the movie ones. So, Disneyland's Sleeping Beauty Castle has a tree planted next to it in tribute to a beloved artist. Who is it dedicated to?
Mary Blair?
No, but I like that answer.
I know. So that would be
She's
my
the only
first
one that I
answer,
can
guess.
remember.
Oh Oh gosh.
I want to see if the chat gets it. Like Asad, I show this on a live stream all the time, so I want to see if anybody knows it. Ryman, Amy got it. Herb Ryman,
Yeah, Amy.
Good one.
the castle's designer, Herb Ryman.
Well done.
What is the name of Disney's private island?
Which one?
Castaway Key.
Castaway Key, and then they have the other new one now, right?
Yeah, they have that new one.
Look out!
but there was-
Look out! Look! Point. I don't remember what the other one
I'm
is
going to the
called.
Castaway one this month, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
First time I actually get to set foot on it because I had like that flu that you get on like cruises for the last time I was there, so I wasn't allowed to leave my room. So I saw it from my balcony. That's all I saw. But it was sad.
It is Lookout K at like.
Ah, I was close.
Half point, Jackie. No, just kidding. Fake it.
No, just sing it.
Sing it.
I got nothing.
Send all your answers. In Disneyland's Jungle Cruise, there is a pickle jar or pickle barrel that says Bob and Sons. Who is that dedicated to? It's a more recent Bob, if that helps.
Not
Bob
Iger.
Gurr?
Nope.
Stealing
Bob that
Bob.
we weren't a fan of.
Tiger?
Iger?
Other
Chapek?
Bob. Chapek.
All right,
I've been too many Bobs. I'm not happy with any of them.
Tragically, Kate, you're gonna have to be more specific than the Bob we're not a fan of that worked at Disney. There's like 7 of them.
Yeah, it was Chapek. He really liked Disneyland pickles, and it's still there. So, just saying. Okay, Cruella had 2 henchmen. Name both of them. I'm gonna say name both of them instead of one of them.
Horace
And-
and Jasper.
Very good.
Good one.
Who was
I got the
main
movie stuff.
who was the main animator who designed Cruella?
Somebody gay.
Actually, no. Surprisingly not.
I refuse to believe that.
Stevie with the all-time comment.
So many times where I'm like trying to hold in like the thoughts from just like leaving my mouth. Oh man.
Okay, no.
What
it
was the question?
Who was the main animator for Cruella? It wasn't Dallas. Alice wasn't an animator. She was an artist. She was very art.
I don't know enough names of animators off the top of my head.
Regardless, maybe is correct.
Oh, it was Mark Davis. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my
All right,
gosh.
here's an easy one. What's the name of the boy band in Turning Red?
Four Town.
Four Town.
I left the easy ones and I told you. I left these ones in for y'all.
Kate's like, I'm throwing you a bone.
Gosh, would you take
Okay,
it, please?
Which one of these classic Disney movies was a failure at the box office when it first premiered? Cinderella, Peter Pan, or Alice in Wonderland?
Ooh.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yes, very good. I could give you the bell for that, Stevie. You know
Like,
this.
oh, I don't know that one.
Okay, who collaborated with Walt to design Mickey Mouse?
Byworks.
Iworks.
Yeah.
Very good. What food item is banned from being sold in any park in the U.S.? Any Disney park? Gum. Yes. Let me just.
That I think came up at like my Disney like orientation day, like at traditions. I think that they brought that up.
That's so funny.
Okay. What ride is in every Disney park around the world?
Dumbo.
Beth? Yep.
I knew
Good
that one
one.
because so fun story about that Kate, you may or may not remember. Our first Christmas episode that we did, we played trivia for stickers, and that was one of the questions that we answered, but TikTok won't let you type that word into the chat. And remember, we were like, why can no one get this? And then we finally figured out that TikTok was censoring the chat, and so I had to come up with another question.
The elephant ride.
Yep, the elephant ride. So yeah, I knew that's why I know the answer to that trivia question is because of Mom Street.
Quite
There you
say
go.
what they will and won't block.
Right.
So, thank you for letting me run trivia, and I'm sorry that my questions are too hard.
That was so fun. It doesn't even matter that they were super hard. That was so fun. I love that. Thank you, Kate, for doing that. And shout out KDO for giving us all of those wonderful questions. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time to help us with that.
Good job.
When I was thinking about traditions a second ago, I was reminded of something else they told us in traditions. There was like trivia that they did during that Disney cast member orientation, for those of you who don't know what traditions is. And there was a question that I got right, and I kind of want to know whether or not anybody else gets it right. They asked, what's the most common question that cast members get?
Where's the bathroom?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was kidding. I thought I was just being clever.
That's incredible.
Most common question. 5.
I love this. Disney trivia. Where's the castle?
That was a lot of fun. I would like to nominate that Kate come back for a future episode of just like, maybe we'll get KDO's questions in there too, but like for more trivia, because that was really a lot of fun. I like Kate being game show host. That was cool.
I like learning new things. Like if I don't know the answer, it's still fun to find out what the answer is.
Yeah, and I love being forced to be creative with my stupid jokes. So
Wins.
It's a win-win whole around.
happy across the board.
I would love to do that. That would be really fun.
Yeah.
I'm like a weird encyclopedia of facts, so it's
It's
I
great.
expect people.
A weird encyclopedia of facts that we love.
Aw.
They're fun
you.
facts from a fun person.
Aw, well, thank you.
That was said
That's weird.
That was said a little aggressively, Duck. I'm gonna need you to dial that back a little bit.
You are. Everyone in this chat is so much fun, and I need them to acknowledge it. I need my friends to love themselves right now.
Oh my
Aggressive positivity is my brand.
I love this. I love this. This is so fun. I don't want it to end, but sadly, we must eventually bring this to an end. Sadly, at least for today. If not for, we can always reconvene at a later date. But I thought that it would be fun to kind of wrap up our little fun celebration friend time for our 100th episode by just like giving our favorite like Disney hack or like advice for newbies or that type of thing. So I will let you guys ponder for a moment, and I'll offer up myself to go first since this was my idea. And I want to give you guys time to like think about what you might want to say. So if I were to offer some kind of advice for people that are visiting Disney, the one that I always give is just take it all in and don't try to do it all. Make your list of your must-dos, accomplish it, and then just go with the flow and enjoy it after that. That I feel like is always my top piece of advice that I give to people. The other one that I want to share is just especially kind of for those who listen to Mom Street because you are a mom or a parent or an adult guardian or just an adult friend that visits the parks with children, take your cues from the kids that you're with. If they're done, if they need a break, listen to them because they will enjoy your trip so much more if they aren't exhausted the whole time. So just really do your best to put any plans aside and just really listen to your kids that you're traveling with. Because I think the biggest thing for me to always remember is like my kids don't always love the nighttime shows. They don't love fireworks. So like that's not something that we have to plan for. They've seen the fireworks show and now we're to the point where it's like they don't love them. So that's okay. Again, just being up late may not be their vibe. Take their cues. You may just call it an early night or hit some rides while the fireworks are going off. You guys know that tip. But I think just listening to your kids and taking your cues from them is so important. So those are my two little tidbits to share. Does somebody want to go next?
I'll go. Shockingly, I'm volunteering. I think one of my favorite things to remind people who are new or maybe don't go to the parks all that often is to look for like there's a lot more free and cheap activities to do in Disney than you might think. So there's a lot of things that we have been able to do that like some of my favorite memories are like just buying like a cheap scavenger hunt, right? Like I'm gonna give the food and wine like Remy's hide and squeak, right? Like that is so fun and I demand that we do it every time we're down there for food and wine because it's just really cute and really fun. But there are even like other things that are free, like something like the pirate scavenger hunt in Adventureland, or look to the hotels, right? Like if you are staying on property or if it's something that they are just extending in general. There's like movie nights, there's s'mores, there's bonfires regularly. So like there's a lot of things that you can do that are like there's more things available than I think people realize that just like can give you a fun time within the park, and you don't have to worry about maybe like I picked up a lightning lane but it's an hour away and it's the best thing that I could do. Like I don't know how I'm going to fill my time. Like just slow down, check out if there's something in the area, right? You can always ask a cast member, or if there's something that you know of. Like there's lots of little things to do that really, like, especially if you're there with, little humans, that can give you like really great memories and just help you slow down and really enjoy what's around the park. So, and the hotels too, because there's lots of cool stuff at the hotels that I think people just don't realize.
I love that. Jess, do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. So mine is like kind of similar to your first one, Jackie, but it's to like definitely plan and have your things that you want to do, but also don't be afraid to like take time to do like the spontaneous things that just kind of come up. Some of my favorite memories are like times where we like walked in a Magic Kingdom and the Festival of Fantasy Parade was happening and we just like stopped and watched and like cried the whole time because it's beautiful. So, or like when they still had the cavalcades, we were with my cousin and her kids, and just like seeing their faces as they watched all the Pixar characters going by was like so much fun and such a core Disney memory. And like we didn't know that that was going to happen, and we were like on our way somewhere else. We were like, let's stop and take a minute and watch it. The kids want to, and it like ended up being so much fun to do. So, making sure that you're taking the time to do those things, even if they're not necessarily things that you like would have planned for in your day regularly. But if you're there and they come up, maybe just stop and take a minute because you might really enjoy it.
Love it. Kate or Stevie, do one of you guys want to go next?
I'll go.
Okay.
So my advice is to talk to cast members. I more specifically, as the situation allows for it, ask cast members for their favorite fun fact about Disney or their ride or like their favorite park tip, because you'll get to hear all kinds of things. I say that because those are one of my favorite moments to have, like when I was working as a cast member, to talk with guests about that kind of thing. But as a guest, I also love asking it. So in Disneyland, for example, my husband and I were on Web Slingers in Avengers Campus, and we were exiting the pre-show area, and we were kind of at the end of the line, and there was a cast member just kind of sweeping and clearing the queue. And I'd asked about the lockers that are in that area. And then I was like, well, what's your favorite uh, favorite fun fact about the ride? And she explained that there is a storyline throughout the ride about Harley's missing torque wrench, and there's a post-it in the pre-show queue. Harley draws a wanted poster in the hallway, and then there's like a note in the exit area. There's like a desk where I think Peter is the one that returns the torque wrench. And so there's just like a whole secret kind of like narrative through there that makes the whole space feel really lived in. And like I'd noticed these things, but I hadn't connected the dots that like they're different points in time and not just like one existing place. And I don't know, it makes the whole ride feel so lived in, and is part of why I love it so much. So you never know what you're going to learn if you ask a cast member about their favorite fun fact.
That's so fun. I love that. All right, Kate, what do you got for us?
Well, mine is similar to Jess's. I think that the magic of Disney really truly is in the pauses rather than the activity. And I think that as parents or people who are parading young people through the park, sometimes we get on our agenda and we forget that we're looking at our phone and booking things, or we're mobile ordering food, or we're like going from here. It's chaos, it's loud, there's lots going on. But the pauses that you take, not only to enjoy the park, but pauses with the people that you're with, to really just like take in that moment with them, because you're never going to get it again. That is the only time you'll ever have them, in that moment. So putting your phone away, you can capture all the pictures that you want, but like really just like being in the moment, being present and pausing with those people that are around you. I think that is the magic of Disney that we have. And I would encourage anybody, not only if you're a solo traveler as well, you can have lots of magical moments on your own. I have many of those in the parks, just wandering by myself. But really, truly, I think just don't let your agenda make it so that you miss out on the magic. Enjoy the pauses.
I love it. Well, and I think so much of that is, what we kind of all talked about is not a topic that we're going to cover on Mom Street. It's not something that we, do podcast episodes about, but it is just kind of sprinkled in throughout everything that we do and that we talk about here, at Mom Street. And ultimately, the goal of all of us is to help our viewers and listeners enjoy those pauses and have the ability to, because we've hopefully set you up for success in the other aspects of your park trips where you can feel like, okay, yep, I can, we can do that. We can stop and watch these characters go by, or we can stop and enjoy this moment together, and then we can go do the rest of whatever we want to do. So I think it's so interesting to me that we all kind of touched on a little bit different, but it was all still very similar in the, like, yes, make your list, and yes, have your idea of what you want to do, but also it's okay to, like, slow down a little and, take a pause, like Kate said. So I think it's fun that we all kind of unintentionally touched on that, because we didn't talk to each other about what we were going to say before we just said it.
They're all strategies where you can like make magic for yourself, like ways to just kind of have that happen on its own. And I think that that's really beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
I love it. Okay. Well, that is kind of the end of what I have. But before we officially wrap up here, I do just want to give Kate a chance to chat about what she's been up to, because we kind of just jumped into our episode and went, this is what we're going to do today. But I do want to give Kate a chance to, like, fill us all in, because it's been a while since we have, like, officially seen her on Mom Street. So Kate, what have you been working on since we last saw you?
Mostly lots and lots of writing. Just a lot of writing. I've published now 5 books, which is
Amazing.
wild.
It's amazing. I can't remember when I read last 5 books.
Well, I have audiobooks on Audible, so if you don't read but you want to listen to me read to you, I have them there. And the one that I'm currently working on editing for Audible is one that's called A Glimmer of Pixie Dust, Finding Our Hope in the Disney Story. It is part of a series that Jackie actually helped me name the series. So it's called the Moments of Magic series. But basically this particular series is all about kind of a collection of writings about how we experience the Disney parks within the context of Disney history. So lots of, you like obscure facts, but you also want to understand them, like how do I see myself in this Disney story? And also, like, kind of this one in particular is if anybody's really going through a hard time, they're struggling, they're in a really dark place, they are just are really needing a little bit of extra hope and light. That's what this book is about. And it was written for me in a pretty hard season. So it makes me cry still to read it now. So if you need that in your life, it's available on Amazon and also Kindle Unlimited if you have that. And also it will be on Audible soon. It has 71 tracks that I have to edit, so I'm working my way through it.
Oh my
But
God.
that's that. And then I also have a fiction series. So if you prefer to just escape into the Disney parks and forget about the world for a while, I have a Pixie Dust in the Park series. Sorry, I got to get them in order. It's going to drive me crazy. There. So I have a Pixie Dust in the Park series that has Where the Fireflies Dance is the first one that's set in Disneyland, and it stars Disney history live streamers, and actually has people from our Pocket Fam community and Mob Street community who contributed some names and screen names and stuff for this one, which was really fun. Actually, for all 3 of these, I have that. And so then the next one's set in Walt Disney World, which is called What the Mansion Eyes See. And this one is spooky vibes, so perfect for this season that we're in. Definitely has lots of haunted mansion facts, but it's set in Walt Disney World. And this one is the one that Kirk from Walrus Carp loves the best. He always goes on and on about it. And the last one in the series was written alongside this other one that was the nonfiction. I wrote these 2 books at the same time because I'm an overachiever, and that is crazy. And because I can't decide in the day if I want to write fiction or nonfiction. I just write whatever inspires me the most. And so
Allergic to free time.
apparently, yes, yes.
To reiterate, Kate has to be doing something at all times.
It's sadly true. But anyway, the third one in the series is called Who the Mirror Reflects. This is actually stars 2 cast members in Walt Disney World. one that works for the railroad, another one works for the on the Liberty Bell. So if you miss the Rivers of America, this has a lot of nostalgia for that in it. And I didn't know they were going to close it when I started writing the book. And now it's just become like a time capsule to what it was like to float the river and work on that particular boat. So, and it also has a little bit of Disneyland Paris in the end of this one. But anyway, they're romantic suspense if you like that kind of thing. Again, all available on Amazon. But that's what I've been up to. I've been writing a ton and working on our District with Kate and Kirk podcast. I do that. Usually every episode of that takes about 8 to 10 hours of prep time and then lots of editing afterwards. So, and it's interesting because in the podcast, we've now it's grown since we started it, obviously, but it's grown in the way of our community now contributes to the episodes. So we have people, we have Imagineers, former Imagineers, we have cast members, we have just Disney history fans and historians that have all given us resources to make these series as complete as possible because we're creating a historic record of these rides in a way that nobody ever has before. So that's why we're in the Tower of Terror series right now, and we're on episode 16. It's the one I just edited, and we're just in the second library of the queue.
So you're condensing a series is what I'm hearing. Like you've really made some hard decisions about what to include and exclude. Got it.
No, we really try to give as complete a picture as possible and use really cool resources like Imagineering documents that have never been seen before are now on the podcast. So you can listen to that anywhere you listen to podcasts, and you can also watch it on my YouTube channel, which is Disney Cicerone. And then I also just make content in general. So anywhere on social media platforms, Disney Cicerone. If you like Disney history and or need some encouragement, that's where you can find me. So
Yes. And if you're listening to
highly motivational.
Yes. And if you're listening to this after the fact, we will include all of Kate's info in the show description. That way you guys can find our wonderful former co-host, Kate, but still friend and BFF of the podcast.
I love you guys. I'm like such a huge Mom Street fan. I always will be. And I'm sad that I don't get to catch it as much as I do just because I'm busy writing all these books.
Yeah. How many books are you working on right now, Kate? At least 2 books that you're writing right now, right?
It's got to be 7.
Two and a half that I'm currently writing. So I have another one. And I have the third one in the Moments of Magic book that's actually all about love and the way we experience love within the lens of Disney history. And so it's not just like romantic love, it's also friends and, mentors and, colleagues and all the different aspects of ways we experience love spoken throughout the lens of Disney history. And then I'm starting a new series that I already wrote the first 2 chapters on, and that is historical fiction. Sorry, I can't talk. Historical fiction set in Disneyland, and this first one set in 1955, and it is a romantic tale, but it is definitely historical fiction. So it will plop you down in 1955 and let you live in what Disneyland was like during that time period. So
so excited.
Cool.
So excited for that one.
Yeah. So the other half is a surprise I can't tell you about yet, but it's going to be a good one, and I think you'll enjoy it. So that's all I have to say about that. Teaser.
Oh, it's a mystery. So
Heard it here first, folks.
I know, breaking news.
Cut on the press.
So yeah, you better follow Kate if you want to find out what's going on with that. So that way you don't miss anything. Well, I am sad to say that we have come to the end. But thank you guys so much for being with us for this really fun, very different episode of Mom Street USA. We hope you enjoyed the fun and the laughs and the chaos and all of the above that you kind of should expect when it comes to Mom Street at this point. We hope you found some useful information. We hope you learned something new, maybe with Kate's trivia that we had going on. But as always, if you guys want to let us know your thoughts and opinions, if you've got information that you want to share with us, or if you've got ideas for a future episode of Mom Street USA, please reach out to us. We are momstreetusa@gmail.com. You can also find us on several social media platforms at Mom Street USA as well. But thank you guys so much for being here. And thank you to all of my wonderful friends who joined me on this momentous occasion of our 100th episode. Appreciate everyone being here. Thank you so much. And we will catch you on the next episode of Mom Street USA.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.